Well done, Dave McKeegan, you utter buffoon. You've humiliated every one of your globe-believing brethren by detailing the fact that we need 90 degrees and right-angled triangles to GPs of stars. You've proven a flat Earth.
Dave Triangles McKeegan is really put his foot in it now. Huh? It's like...
Oh, I like the ring of that. Dave Triangles McKeegan.
I've been having a banter with that Dave McKeegan again, the video guy you did. He's losing the plot as well. I've been sort of pushing the point of latitude and the elevation angle to Polaris argument, and instead of addressing it, one of his replies was, "If you think latitude is obtained from elevation angles to Polaris, you'll need to tell us the height of that star."
Right.
Yeah, I know, yeah. So I've not claimed a height for a star, I've told him. And so I said, well, I'm not claiming a height, and I don't claim you can get a height to illuminate.
They don't claim a height in celestial navigation either. That's so ridiculous.
I told him, I said, but you claim a height to the sun, don't you? So using the method you've just asked me to use, you tell me the height of your sun now, which he can't do. He's just absolute. He's coming out with some absolute belters. Like, he can't address anything properly. He even, listen to this one.
Don't be surprised if he didn't delete it.
Elevation angles and parallax measuring has long been used to determine the distance to the moon. This is when I was just telling him about latitude and elevation angles, and asked him to use the same method to get his distance to the sun. Now he comes back with the moon. The problem for you is that when the math is done based on a globe, then you get consistent distances from every observation point on Earth. When the maths is done based on a flat Earth, nothing works. It also doesn't help your case that for all your talk of latitude being elevation angles to Polaris, Polaris drops 1 degree in the sky per 69 miles travelled. If the Earth were flat, the rates would vary as your distance changed. It wouldn't stay the same. And with 1 degree equaling 69 miles, a full 360 degrees equals 24,840, which pretty much is the exact circumference of the globe. That's one of his rebuttals.
So let me get it straight. He's saying that because Polaris drops by 1 flat Earth measurable angle degree.
Yeah.
Is that his rebuttal? My God, he's stupid.
Yeah.
So because we can only measure the declination per degree, an angle not capable of measurement off a sphere, therefore when taking said angles it wouldn't work on a flat Earth, because I can take the angles measured off a flat Earth and infer that it's the rotation of a protractor about a spherical surface that we're standing on, rather than the acquisition of a horizontal baseline to measure an angle declining towards the horizon. That's 2 straight lines taken off a flat plane, you complete muppet. Dave McKeegan, may I take the greatest of pleasure in telling you are stupid? And that telling me that angles to Polaris drop as you move away from it? Oh, really? So that would be a flat Earth proof then? Because you can't get an angle from a curved surface, you complete bonehead. That angle you're talking about dropping can only take place if Earth's flat. Why are you thick?
Oh, but Nathan, listen to some of this. You're going to laugh at this one. This is a bit long, but this is one of his other replies to me. I mean, you can't use elevation angles alone to measure heights on a globe because you need a triangle with a flat baseline with a known length to the GP of the object in the sky.
Welcome to Flat Earth, Dave McKeegan, you complete idiot. So you are proving that we can only get this measurement with a flat baseline. So Dave McKeegan has quite literally proven Earth is flat with that last statement. Well done, Dave McKeegan. Welcome to Flat Earth.
But then he says, but when you correct for the curved baseline of the globe into a flat one, in order to do trigonometry, you end up with an elevation angle too small to accurately measure, confirming the sun.
Hold on, let me get it straight. He's saying when you convert the angle that can only be acquired from a flat baseline into a globe, it doesn't work.
Yeah. This is Dave McKeegan.
This is Dave McKeegan not only proving that the acquisition of an elevation angle requires, in his own words, a flat baseline, but further to that, when you convert that only acquirable angle that's flat Earth, by necessity, it doesn't work when you insert the inference that the angle came from a curve meeting a straight line, which wouldn't be an angle. Then it doesn't work. Yes, so he's also annihilated the globe and proven that we can only do these angle measurements off a flat baseline. Well done, Dave McKeegan. Earth is obviously, observably and measurably flat. If you are thick and under the deluded misapprehension that Earth is spherical like Dave McKeegan, you automatically assume that all of the evidence you will unturn or uncover will direct the audience towards Earth's sphericity. However, when he reads about how a flat baseline's used and how angles, that's two straight lines, Dave, you stupid idiot, are used, he thinks that he's going to tell us how that's proving Earth spherical. He's a complete idiot. He is so far out of his depth, it's untrue.
I know. It's unbelievable. I mean, I've just gone. This all started because I just sent him to your show, and then I've had 4 or 5 cronies giving me crap, and then he jumps in. But I feel like I'm just sort of obliterating them all at the same time because they can't answer any questions.
Do you want to read out?
And they just jump in.
Just read out his bit again about how we need a flat baseline. Let's hear that again.
I'll just start. You can't use elevation angles alone to measure height on a globe because you need a triangle with a flat baseline with a known length to the GP of the object in the sky.
One more time.
When you
whoa. Just one more time. Let's hear it just one more time. And I'll preface it for the audience's benefit. In the words of Dave McKeegan, Earth is measured flat. Allow me to introduce Dave McKeegan's comment where he proves Earth is measured and navigated flat.
Oh, yeah. You can't use elevation angles alone to measure height on a globe because you need a triangle with a flat baseline with a known length to the GP of the object in the sky.
So we can't do it on a globe, and we do need a triangle. That's two straight lines. One is going to be the ground we're navigating, meeting the GP, ground position. On screen now, ladies and gentlemen, is what Dave McKeegan has described. That would be a triangle used to the GP position of a star across a flat surface. Well done, Dave McKeegan. You've proved Earth's flat. Here it is again. Here's another demonstration of what Dave McKeegan has just detailed. That would be an elevation angle measurement with a triangle, and this, being the star, would have its GP at the base of this triangle. The triangle and angle measurement that you are measuring from this position is two straight lines along one which is flat. This is the ground being navigated. Flat. Has to be for a triangle, doesn't it, Dave? Well done for proving Earth's flat, Dave. This will get its own dedicated video with Dave McKeegan. Unequivocally proves Earth is navigated flat. That's right, Dave. You need flat angles, straight lines, flat baselines to the GP. That's right. You see, if it was on a globe, Dave, it would look like this. Yeah, you see these things here at the GP, they have to be right angles. The angles, that's two straight lines, not bent ones, Dave. That's right, you've got to have a straight baseline for this 90 degree, right, Dave, for it to be a right angle triangle? Yeah, this only functions if Earth is flat, Dave. That's right, your triangles that you described, they've got flat baselines. Out for thousands of miles in all directions that you're measuring in. That's a flat Earth, Dave.
And then why do they think that we need the distance to a star?
To the height, we don't.
But why do they insist that?
Because they've got a heliocentric worldview that inserts our values into obviously and observably and demonstrably required flat measurements. Like this one here, where you're taking a flat baseline and two straight lines to a GP with a 90 degree below it. Something that is impossible on a globe. and done daily by navigators. And Dave's confirmed it, hasn't he? You've got to have a straight baseline. You've got to have 90 degrees to the GP. You've got to have a triangle. Yeah, they don't include curved surfaces, Dave. Yeah, that's a requirement for a flat Earth, Dave. Yeah, we do measure elevation angle measurements to Polaris to give us our latitude lines, and you do map those flat Earth angles onto a sphere. That's right, Dave. Your sphere came from a flat Earth, and now you know it, don't you? Enjoy your pain. Earth's flat.
So they need distances to the celestial bodies because they declare them when they say they know how far the sun is from Earth. So because they're heliocentrics, they need distances. We don't.
Well, this is what I was saying, Neil. It's like I'm just telling him that latitude was obtained by elevation angles to Polaris, and then his rebuttal is, "How do you get the distance to that star?" Then I said, "I'm not claiming that. I don't claim any height to any celestial bodies. So stick on the topic."
Yeah.
What
And
it
then he
means
goes on
is,
about the moon.
I've got a
That is one of them.
devastating height claim that requires an R value that started life with elevation angle measurements off a flat plane. And because I've got a 93 million mile sun and Kepler's third law of interplanetary motion being used to derive the scaling values and a presupposition that Venus has the same R value as Earth, because he's got a distance he thinks you need to answer for it? I'm afraid not, Dave. Yet your distances require two things. A flat Earth to measure angles from and an R value that we debunked with the Black Swan. What you've got is what's on screen now. Angles that don't work on curves. Yeah, this triangle, the same one you were describing, Dave, with 90 degrees below the GP of the star on a globe, that definitely doesn't work. You can see your eye on screen now. And you made explicitly clear that we need that triangle, don't we? Well, we're not going to be using a curved baseline then, are we, Dave? Yeah, we're going to be needing a triangle. And a right angle one at that, with the 90 degree below the star in that position, matching with the baseline to a 90 degree position at a star across the other end of the ocean. That's tens of thousands of square kilometres of flat Earth, necessitated by this measurement on screen right now, that Dave's confirmed. Well done, Dave McKeegan, you utter buffoon. You've humiliated every one of your globe-believing brethren by detailing the fact that we need 90 degrees and right-angled triangles to GPs of stars. You've proven a flat Earth. Well done, Dave. Welcome to the club.
They need to strawman us with that, because the truth is that the 60 nautical miles per degree works absolutely perfect horizontally, and we don't need to notice the height of the star, and they can't admit that. So they need to try and strawman us with, you need a height to a celestial body, and you're using internal angles of length of size to solve for the right angle triangle, when we don't. People like Ruif, Proto, and them, they know we don't. But there's a lot of other idiots out there who don't realise this. But remember, their starting place is an angle at the centre of their globe on an equatorial plane that they're going to measure an arc length along their surface with. That's their starting point. Their starting point is not a measurement on the surface of Earth. That's the part they have to ignore, because that's the part where we will be using two right-angle triangles, and we won't be needing the height of the star, and we won't be using internal angles or length of sides, but we will get a correct distance, horizontal distance between observer and GP point of the star. They have to do that. It's a pure strawman, and they have to do it.
Yeah, let me just labour the point for Dave McKeegan, though. I don't know if you can dig out the quote so we can actually put it on screen with his name next to it. That'd be wonderful if you could. Also, props one deck. Yeah, they don't know what they're up against. And you're finding that out, as I can detect when you tell me these stories of the people that you're tangling with. And winning, the way navigation's performed, is on a flat Earth. That's a fact. Now, Dave McKeegan's quite new to this subject. And what he's found is that he's quickly propelled his way up TikTok's viewings because he's covering a subject that's got a massive interest, all directed towards anti-flat Earth. The only problem with that is if you're green, as Dave McKeegan is, you very quickly have your ass handed to you by people like DJ One Deck. And he has handed your ass to you. Let's make that absolutely explicitly clear. Trim this section out with all of the pictures of the triangle he detailed and the flat baseline he detailed on screen, directly taken from navigation textbooks. Do you think he's going to argue with me when he says, oh no, I still think it's curved? Which triangle on those diagrams we just had up was curved? numpty, yet you're in over your head, Dave. We knew it from the moment you arrived here. Yeah? You think you're advanced and ahead of the game, when in reality you haven't got the slightest idea what you're dealing with. You haven't got a clue. That's why you're walking into bear trap after bear trap. Yeah? This being one of them. You've just proved for all of the numpty globe believers who are out there doing the same thing you do, but with a few more people listening to you, the Earth's flat. You've just proven it with that comment.
He's not keeping up with the flat Earth debate, that's for sure.
So well done, Dave. Next time, tread carefully. See, why am I taking such a tone with him? Thanks, Dave. Like us, you now know why Earth's flat, don't you? Yeah? Now, for me, that brings great joy. The wonderment that it brings is indescribable. But from experience also, lots of the people who followed, or you followed their footsteps, yeah? They have experienced high degrees of pain as a result of things like this happening. You know, I'll give you an example. Go and chat to Conspiracy Cats and ask him how he overcame a boxer who asked him about having gas pressure without a container. Ask him, did he overcome it with a really coherent argument, or tell him that he'd come back to it 25 times? Which one did he do? Now, he's buggered off, given up his channels to other numpties who want fame in anti-flat Earth. You're new here. Well, let me welcome you to the Flat Earth Club that they were welcome to. Welcome to Flat Earth. Your all rebuttal to one deck proves beyond all certitude that Earth can only be navigated flat with that triangle you described. But there was you with your bias towards a globe, thinking that everything you ever read ever proves a globe. Wrong. Now it's been pointed out, I hope you can thank us. Maybe make a response, and this time, unlike the last on your totally unwatched YouTube channel, put a link to my video. Yeah, which you didn't do, because you're scum. Getting propped up with the searches I don't receive, because they're all directed towards you. I have to actually work to earn my living, knowing what I talk about here. Unlike you, laughing my head off with all of my panel about how stupid it is to tell us about how right-angle triangles are acquired with flat baselines. What an idiot. Had you put my link in like I demanded, I might not be so harsh. I might not hold you up as the poster child for proving a flat Earth as a globe believer that you've now become. Yeah, you'll get the same treatment as Cats and Ruhif, even though you're new. Next time, tread a bit more lightly in a subject you haven't got a clue about. Believe me, you have not, as demonstrated here by one deck.
Just reading the first comment there, the McKeegan's. You can't use elevation angles alone to measure height on a globe, because you need a triangle with a flat baseline with a known length to the GP of the object in the sky. But when you correct, right, that's the end of it right there, right? Right. But then he goes on to say, but when you correct for the curved baseline of the globe into a flat one in order to do trigonometry, you end up with an elevation angle too small to accurately measure. What the hell kind of nonsense is he going on about?
That's what got me, that.
This is pure Dunning-Kruger. He's read a little bit about it and then gone straight to a comment response to a trained flat earther who knows the subject well. One deck. And this is what you get. Essentially, the first sentence describes how you can't get the height of the star because you need a triangle. Yeah, that's right. You need a flat Earth. Therefore, you can't get the height of the star on a globe because you don't get a triangle from a curved surface. So in his first sentence, he's debunked everything he stands for. That's why he's, like I say, going to be held up as a poster child for every other numpty dipshit globe-believing idiot who stands around him cheering. This idiot has just recognised that you can't get the height of the star because you need a flat Earth elevation angle. Well done, Dumbo.
Nathan, if you read the foot of his note, you know, you're not logical. You're my leader, and you're not logical.
Dave Triangles McKeegan has really put his foot in it now. Huh? It's like...
Oh, I like the ring of that. Dave Triangles McKeegan. Yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, good one.
I tried to tell Dave McKeegan, explain to him what the dip correction was. And no way would he accept what I was saying. No way would he accept. I tried to explain to him how what he's trying to claim that the dip is the dip to a globe's horizon, right? That is actually would be refracted And even if it doesn't really matter because it's all happening below
No
surface
way.
level.
No way. What you're telling me is, in that discussion, he was having the same trouble Ruhif is, which is to say that he's trying to claim he understands dip correction to a physical geometric sphere edge tangent point horizon, and you're trying to explain to him, no, Dumbo, since 2020 we've been told that that doesn't exist. It can't be seen, and what, don't we understand refraction? Yeah? Is that a bit of a problem for you, Dave, when you need a tangent point? Yeah, like I referred you to cats for gas pressure without a container, troublesome sleepless nights, you can also go to Ruhif to ask him how his geometric tangent point horizon's working out and how they affect his sleep. Yeah? Enjoy the ride, Dave. It's going to be fun. Me, I sleep like a baby. I'm poor because you get all the views. You understand? You have all searches directed towards you with your total lack of understanding. So I actually have to work for a living on YouTube? You don't have to. Yeah, that's why I got pissed when you didn't put my link in your video response to your shitty YouTube channel that no one subscribes to.
And even when I pointed out to him, no, your model states that the horizon is always refracted. So you no such thing as a geometric horizon. You can't see this geometric horizon. It's only in the maths.
There is refraction.
He then didn't understand what I meant by the fact that the horizon would be then changing in elevation all the time in accordance with the water underneath the boat. He tried to argue against that. I tried to explain to him how it's a depression angle correction, and he was trying to use but the line comes up to the eye. I said it doesn't matter whether you bring the vertex down or bring the line up. The depression angle correction is the same correction. So based on the height of the observer's eye above the water underneath our boat. I went through it and through it and through it. He just couldn't understand it. He just couldn't get it.
Brian, but once they start talking about triangles and using a flat baseline, isn't it over right there?
Yeah, to the point where the ones who recognised how over it is, Neil, said don't mention 90. Shh, don't mention 90.
So he wasn't
that guy, was he talking to you and Chewie when he said he'll give you the flat plane? Who was that guy?
Oh, it's conspiracy
always
cats.
forget.
When appreciating them when dealing with angles in respect to perspective angle measurements, that you're going to need a flat Earth for the angle. Yeah, he had to concede that he's going to need a flat plane to do that, and dressed it up by saying, "Oh, well, I'll even give you a flat Earth for me to do these angle measurements." Yeah, again, you can refer to cats, Dave McKeegan, if you want to know how troublesome angles become on globe Earth surfaces. Feel free to check out how well he sleeps. And Ruhif, when you're asking about the physical geometric tangent point horizon you need. Yeah? Yeah, enjoy the rest of globe Earth, my friend. It's short-lived. All you've got to look forward to isn't the idea of a globe being real. Yeah, it's just the notion that it isn't and how much it isn't from here on in, with you denying it and lots of sleepless nights.